Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome again in Pakistan International School Taif virtual learning system. As you know that we have already started the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School Taif, so we will move further proceed. This is Pakistan International School Taif online class for class 9 student, subject as you know that computer science. This is our 11th lecture or 11th video, and teacher name or Zoom user is Imran Ahmed. Zoom meeting ID, as you know that 332-629-9208. For live question answer, join me on this time duration. The chapter which we have started is chapter number 5, which is computer network. Watch over here. This is a computer network, and we explain in detail already in short question, and we already have start long question. Now comes to our real topic, or comes to our question. Next question. In previous class, we have started question number 3, which was write long answer of the following question. And we have already discussed what are the advantages of using network. Watch over here. This is network of different devices, desktop computer, laptop, mobile phone, and tablet. So these are the connected to each other in order to share their resources or information. The definition of network is when two or more than two computers are connected to each other in order to share their resources is called computer network. So the advantages already we have discussed: hardware sharing, software sharing, file sharing, and next was internet sharing. Today our topic is describe client server and peer-to-peer network. Describe client server and peer-to-peer network. I know already we have skipped the short question of peer-to-peer network. Over here, we will discuss in detail of peer-to-peer network. But first, before peer-to-peer network, we will discuss client-server network. To understand the client-server network, watch over here. This is a diagram of client-server network. If you understand this diagram, this topic will be very, very easy for you. For example, this is our server computer. In client server, there is one server and it shares its resources to all other computers, and this one is called client server network. Over here in this diagram, a single computer, this one is called the server, and it share its resources. Resources mean it could be a software resource, or it could be a hardware, or any other thing. When it will share anything to different in a network to different computer, then this computer will be called server and other will be called client. So this is called the client server network. Watch or keep in mind this diagram. It is not restricted. You have only 5 or 6 computer. You can add different computer or number of computer with this. But in local area network, it could be creating problem. For example, it says you can connect 100 computer with the server, but depends upon the media which you are using and depend upon the server which provide resources to the other computer. Now the topic, I hope you understand the diagram. Now comes to our topic, client server network. As you know that network is what? When two or more than two devices are connected to each other in order to share their resources is called network. Over here, client, I show the diagram again. These are the clients, and one computer is called, and this one computer, which all computers are connected to this single computer. Over here in this diagram, this one is called the server and other one are called clients. A server, client server network, a server is a main computer in a network which is used to manage network resources, which is used to network resources. Network resources mean it handle whole network. For example, if let's say printer, so it manage at the same time if client want to access the printer of the server, and this computer also want to access the printer of the server, so then it's responsibility of the server to assign the printer one by one. Now this one over here, this one is called the priority, and priority depends on upon the FIFO. FIFO means first in, first out. If this client want to access and send the request to access the printer first, then server is assigned to it, and this client will be waiting state. Now, if already a server is busy or doing the printing some kind of material, if any other client will be want to access, then it will be in wait state. When it will be finished printing, when it will be finished the printing of any other computer, then it will assign the resource, means printer, to another client. So this one is called the resources, and this server is responsible to manage all the resources. It could be hardware resource or software resource. Clients are computers. Clients, watch over here, these are also clients, are also a computer. Although server is a computer, and clients are also a computer. Clients are computer in a network that access services made available by server. Services made available by server. If the server give you rights to access any service, then you can access. Otherwise, if you are connected to the network, but the server do not allow or authenticate you to access the resource, then you cannot access the resources of the server. Now it's the responsibility of the server which user it will assign the which you can say the privileges. Privileges means if if the server gives you privilege of only view or view the files, so you can only view the files, not delete, not update, or not write anything on the file. If the server give you full privilege mean if the server gives you full privilege, then you can write, delete, update, up to so on with the privileges exist. Okay. In a client server network, each computer on a network acts as either a server or a client. Over here, in this case, in clients, now a single this server is present over here. Now I say only CD-ROM is available with this computer, this laptop. Now, if any user want to access the CD-ROM of this client, then what happened? At that time, when it share its resources, at that time it should be a server. Why it should be server? Because it is sharing its resource. At that time, it will be a server, and rest of the computers are called clients. So I hope you will understand that at the same time, any computer over here, if it share its resource, then at that time it will be server, and rest our computers are called the client. So these are called the in client server network. Server share its resources such as hard disk. So server, what kind of resources can share? Hard disk, printer, internet connection, and with client computer. So these are the things which a server can share. It is not, I didn't say that only this one. Only, so let's say printer is attached with this computer, internet is present on this computer, hard disk is present on this computer, other resources are present on this computer. When a computer is share its resource, at that time it will be server, rest are called clients. In a client server network, server share its resources such as hard disk, printer, and internet connection with the client. Now characteristics of client server network or properties of client server network. Client server network can be small as two computer. So it says, I told you the definition of network. When two, a single computer is called single PC. It is not a network. But when two or more than two computers are interconnected to each other in order to share their resources is called, network. So over here, client server network can be small as two computer, and it can have hundred and even thousands of computer as well. So it means that the range of a network is two, or you can say that even thousands of computer as well. So it is the first property. Means it can be two computer. For example, one computer is this one and another computer is this one at the same home. Two brothers are sharing, they are making the networks to each other, then this is called the network, a small network. But in an organization, when thousands of users are there, then let's say over here they are connected with the single device. So it could be 100 computers or 1,000. So it makes the client server environment. Second, it provides centralized security to ensure that resources are not accessed by unauthorized user. Unauthorized user means, for example, this computer is provided, give the password to this client. This computer also provide the password to this client. So it providing the password. Let's say, watch in the lab, computer lab, we are making the two user. One is student which don't have the password. Another one is a administrator or the name of the teacher over there. But at the user, you have the restricted means you cannot delete the Windows file, you cannot delete some important file. But in the power user means administrator. If I give you the administrator password, then you can delete the any other computer, or you can affect the network of whole network, you can affect it. So this server provide the centralized security. So now this one is the responsible. If the password is leaked, he is the responsible. If someone forget the password, he will not ask from this computer or this one or this one. So he direct contact with the network administrator, and network administrator is sitting over here to manage the full network. So he will provide the centralized security to ensure that the resources are not accessed by unauthorized user. So unauthorized user cannot access the network. For example, if you give the password of your Wi-Fi to your neighbor, then he is authorized. But if you don't give the password to any other person, so he is called unauthorized. So this one is called the centralized security. In a client server network, a person known as network administrator, the person who is responsible to complete network, is called network administrator. Now there is different responsibilities of a network administrator. In the previous point I told you, he can assign you the password and so on. Watch over here. Network administrator is a person and is responsible for sharing resources. Now he is, let's say network administrator is sitting over here. Now he is responsible to share its resources. For example, he want to share the printer, he want to share the hard disk, if he want to share the some software or not. So totally depend on the network administrator. So what are the responsibilities of network administrator? Is responsible for sharing resources, creating user accounts. Creating user accounts means he gave the user to this one, another one, another one. So these are called the user account. Assigning privileges. Assigning privileges, I told you in the previous points that he gave the full access to this client. Full access means this client can access any file, update, delete, or any other thing he want to do with the file. But he don't assign the full authorize to another client. Let's say a file is present on over here, and the person sitting on this computer want to access, but the responsibility of network administrator. So he will give the privilege only view the file. So he cannot, if the he assign the privilege of view, so just he can view, not update the data, or not he cannot delete the data. So this is called the privileges. So different kinds of privileges or network administrator can provide the user. Creating user accounts and assigning privileges to all the user of the network. So whole network depend upon the this server or the at the network administrator. So this was called the client server network. Now second part, peer-to-peer network. First of all, peer-to-peer network, watch over here. This one is called the mesh topology. Anyway, we will discuss the mesh topology in detail in the later, but over here each computer is client as well as compute. Each computer is client as well as server. So this one is called the peer, means all computers are connected to each other. Watch here, peer-to-peer network, all computers have the same status. Same status means, unlike in the previous client server environment where one is server and rest are clients, over here all can be a server and all can be a clients. Why I say this? All can be a server and all can be a client. For example, watch over here in this diagram, a printer is attached with this computer. When it shares the printer to whole network, at that time it will be called the server and rest are called the client. This computer have some files and all of the other computer want to access the files. Now on that case, when it shares the file, at that case it will be server, then rest are called the clients. So in this case all have the same status. None of the server and none of the client. Each one is the server in order to share its resource, and each one is the client in order to share the other one resource. In peer-to-peer, the same, every computer is capable of playing the role of a client, server, or both at the same time. So this is called the peer. Every computer can be a server, every computer can be a client, or every computer can be a server or a client. Let's say it has the printer, and this computer want to access the printer of this one, and this computer want to access the file of this computer. When he will share, at the same time he is sharing his printer to this computer, but he is also accessing the file of this computer. So watch over here, at the both time this computer is server as well as client. Each computer on a network is known as peer. In the previous diagram which called it clients and server, now over here each computer in the diagram is called peer. So this one is peer, 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 and peer. Each computer on the network is known as peer. A peer on network can share as well as access available resources on the network. So it can access and share its own resources. Now the characteristics of peer-to-peer networks are: in a peer-to-peer network, each computer can play role of server. In this case, when the printer is accessing, this one is server, a client. Now he is accessing the file of this computer. So at that same time, it is called also a client, or both at the same time. Peer-to-peer networks are suitable for small number of users. Small number of user means, watch here, when there are 10, okay, not more than 10, you can say that you cannot connect with all the computers with each and every computer. So ranging between 2 to 10. So 2 to 10 computers can make the peer-to-peer network. Large peer-to-peer network becomes difficult to manage. Why it becomes difficult to manage? Because you will connect each one computer to other computer. So that's one. The it should be very difficult to manage whole network. So in this diagram, there are 5 computers are there, and one is a device, one is printer is attached only with this computer. Other one have the other things. Let's say CD-ROM is present, hard disk. If he want to share, files are present over here. So this one can be accessed on internet over there. Large peer-to-peer network becomes difficult to manage. Number third, it does not provide centralized security, unlike client server environment where network administrator was working in. So who provide the network security? Over here, there is no centralized computer. Everyone is the server, and everyone is the each and everyone is the client at the same time, and it will access the other one resources, then it will be client, and when it share its resources, as that time it is called the server. So watch over here, no centralized security is present. So if he want to arrange its security, so it will provide the passwords on his computer, and he will share. If he want to share the printer, then he can give the rights to other one. If he want to share the files, then he can give the rights to other one user. So if he can share the network or internet, then he can give the password to other one. So watch over here, each and everyone has the responsible for his own security. Okay, I think today is enough. This is the second long question, and I hope inshallah we will discuss the third long question in the coming days. Okay, take care, happy Ramadan, and Allah Hafiz.